and you said that you were really disappointed in yourself. And
I just have a really high standard for myself, so it's hard to say that I was like not disappointed because I was like, again, I wasn't happy with how I played.
doesn't that put you guys at an unfair advantage?
I definitely like see the merit in what you're saying. Having that mindset is not very useful at all.
I'm joined by Massu after a 2-0 victory over Immortals that probably shouldn't have been 2-0, but we'll get into that. Yeah, talk to me actually a little bit about those games. They weren't clean. They don't really inspire. It looked like you were better at EWC maybe, but maybe yeah, you can run me through what kind of happened in those games.
Um, I think just because coming back from EWC, we had a lot of concepts that we wanted to work on, a lot of stuff that we wanted to learn. And of course, when you introduce new information into the team, people are going to be trying it. People are going to be trying to see how they can like manipulate it to use it as best as possible. So I think that's what you saw today mostly. At times we were dizzy just because we were trying to do too much of what we learned. Um, and then there's other stuff where we just like threw like that Baron and yeah, we were just pretty indecisive today, I would say. And I think it's just like a mix of coming back. It's been like 3 weeks. I guess we did play EWC, but yeah, just a mix of being rusty and having to implement new stuff.
All right. When MSI ended, you did an interview. Well, it didn't end it. When you guys, were knocked out of MSI, you did an
Yeah,
interview with Dracos, if I'm not mistaken, and you said that you were really disappointed in yourself and felt like you could have done more. Um,
yeah,
you had a second opportunity in a different international. Sort of
yeah.
what is your takeaway? Like, if I could ask you the same thing, how do you feel like you did overall? What would you say?
Uh, hmm, that's a good question. I think still like I just have a really high standard for myself. So it's hard to say that I was like not disappointed because I was like, again, I wasn't happy with how I played, but I was happy that there was a lot of stuff that I was missing in MSI that I learned and I think I did decent on in the EWC. So it's like I know I could have done more, but at the same time, I can take like a moment to appreciate what I have learned between MSI and this one. So I'm just happy that I see the growth, basically.
All right. What at EWC? You basically only played one match, right? And I know
Yeah.
you guys had to stay a little bit longer even after you guys eliminated. But was there an opportunity to really learn while you guys were there, or was it more of a trip where you kind of had to just come, show up? Yeah, I'm kind of curious as a fan. Like, were you able to scrim and learn and improve?
Personally, like speaking for myself, I found it very useful. Especially we scrim teams like Genji and BLG. And their bot lanes are very, very good. So I think that playing against them kind of gave me a reality check of like where I need to prioritize my things and like how how basically I cannot be lazy with anything I do in the game because the really good players will take advantage of it. So I got pretty good learnings from scrims in that tournament. Yeah, I liked it.
Okay. I was talking to a friend about this, and we were kind of talking about FlyQuest and their hopes internationally, and
Yeah.
sort of like progression curves and how teams improve. And I said, FlyQuest is playing against Team Liquid. They're scrimming like Massu has to scrim against, Yon, Tactical, like nothing bad about these players. They've all been to
Mhm.
worlds and whatnot. But then you have Pays when he comes into the league, he gets to scrim, JDG, he gets to scrim Ruler, he gets to scrim Deft, he gets to scrim like these
Mhm.
legends. And so obviously you see
Yeah.
his improvement like year to year is a lot bigger.
Mhm.
Doesn't that put you guys at an unfair advantage where it's like the best teams are practicing against the best teams and the rookies there are practicing in the best players, whereas you guys have to sort of shadow box and like watch their games and not
Mhm.
really get tested and get those learnings from EWC and MSI? Like only what, two teams get to get those learnings every year, whereas for them it's like every single player is doing that.
Yeah. Um, I definitely like see the merit in what you're saying. I think for sure, like the better teams and players you play against, the faster you will improve, the more you will improve. But I think having that mindset is not very useful at all. I think as a player, you can't just think, oh, this guy gets to play against all these really, really top tier teams and I'm playing against lower level teams. So that means I can't improve as fast as they can or I can't be as good as they can. I think that mindset is just not helpful, especially when you're a professional. I think you just have to kind of focus on what you can do. You have to focus on creating like a system for yourself that helps you improve as fast as possible and like learn as much as possible. Um, and yeah, I just haven't really thought about that because I don't feel it useful to kind of like put myself down and um, see myself at a disadvantage when I can like work just as hard and get to the same level.
That's interesting. You mentioned systems of like improvement. I know Busio was mentioning he has this like Discord server by himself where he like puts
Yeah,
all his notes and whatnot. Do you have a similar
yeah.
or like a different system where you're keeping track of stuff to improve on?
I've seen his Discord. I definitely do not do that. I'm more of a I review the game and then we team review it and then I kind of just like take everything in mentally and then I just watch it back a lot of times and then I try to see the same situations happen to top tier teams and see how they respond to it, see how the top tier players respond to it. I don't really like write it down or anything like that.
So you do a lot of VOD reviews, I'm assuming, like watching other
Mm.
players.
Yeah.
Are there specific players you try to emulate or model yourself after?
Not any specific, like I kind of just go to whoever I think is really good at the time. Recently it has been mostly Pays. I think he's been really, really good. But of course there's like so many good players that I watch. There's like Viper, Guma, Elk, Pays, Jackie Love. There's like a lot of options.
All right. I want to play a game with you. It's called Would You Rather. So just pick one or the other.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
would you rather have Whippo only play AP carries top lane,
Okay.
or would you rather have Quad only play support tanks mid?
Hmm. I'd rather have Bwipo on AP carries. I'd rather have like three carries than Quad on a support tank, you know?
You don't believe in the
Even though I
Tarek
think
E
he would do
combo?
well. Huh?
You don't think you guys could pull out a Tarek E?
Ooh. Honestly, maybe. I think Quad is a fast learner, so maybe he'll get it.
All right, all right. My next one is: would you rather have, Ruler coach you during a boot camp, or have Deft coach you during a boot camp?
That's a hard one. Hmm. I would probably say Ruler, just because I have very high respect for both of them, but Ruler is the one that I've watched more of, and I kind of just think he's very insane. So if he can somehow speak fluent English and teach me, then that'll be pretty good.
Ah, you can get a translator. It's fine.
Yeah.
My last one is: would you rather play a year in the LPL or a year in
Uh-huh.
LCK?
Ooh. I think a year in LPL, just because I think over there it's a lot more. I think the levels are kind of similar in both regions for the top teams, but I think the bottom tier teams from LPL might be better practice than the bottom tier teams from LCK. Maybe I'm not sure.
I agree. Also, they have more top teams. I feel like they have like
Yeah,
eight really solid teams, whereas there are like four teams in LCK and then six bottom feeders who like, yeah.
yeah, exactly.
All right. That's all I had for today. Can you give us
Okay.
maybe some words to the Masu fans that have really been cheering you on ever since you joined FlyQuest?
Not really much to say, but I really appreciate it. Especially there were a lot of people that had like kind words after MSI and after losses. There's a lot of people that are very supportive, so I really appreciate it.
All right, and hope to see you at Worlds and hopefully make an A proud. LCS is so back. I'm so happy that the LCS is back. I've missed doing interviews. I had so much fun. I forgot how much fun it was. I even tweeted out like, man, 3 interviews I did today, they were just awesome. I did one with Mabry, which I thought went really well. I did one with Ole, which I thought was like probably my best interview that I've done with Ole so far, and I've done like 3 or 4 now. And I did one with Massu, which I really enjoyed. So I really hope that you guys, watch all of them, even if you're not necessarily interested in that team specifically. I thought the insights and just like the being able to pick their brains was really enjoyable, and also bringing up some old stuff with Mabry was kind of fun. Besides that, I just wanted to say that thank you all for your continued support. It's been a really cool journey, especially since I've been streaming a little bit more recently and seeing you guys, hop in chat and just kind of give your feedback, whether it's in the polls that I run or like the community posts that I put out. Um, Either way, I'm really excited for tomorrow because Shopify's gonna win. I mean, look, Shopify's gonna 2-0. I know people are calling Copium and the NRG are gonna beat us. Like, there's no way, no conceivable universe in my mind that Shopify lose tomorrow. You can call me out on this, but Shopify is winning. So that's all I gotta say. I should be wearing my Shopify shirt, but I'm washing it. But I will have it on tomorrow. So yeah, come join, watch Shopify beat NRG, and it should be a stomp. My guess is it's just going to be a complete blowout. Last time, just so you know, let me talk about Shopify. Last time Shopify played NRG, we beat them, and Fake God had a monster, his most dominant game he's had on Renekton. So Fake God's going to carry. We're going to absolutely crush NRG. You heard an Arrow talk about how IMT are getting crushed by Shopify and scrims. We're going to do that on stage. Shopify all the way. Let's go, Rebels.